Back on BVarsity Live, Zach Ewing, Trevor Horn with you. We've welcomed into the studio the Ridgeview boys basketball team, at least a part of it. We have Jordan Roberts, we have Justin McCall, and we have Coach Michael Martin. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for being here. They're just a few hours away from heading up to Fresno and playing in the Valley Championship game. And I know that a lot of us had, it's kind of been a foregone conclusion you guys were going to be there. But, Coach, we'll start with you. I mean, to be 28-1 and headed to Valley, it was not easy to get here, I'm sure. I mean, there's a lot of work involved in this, even with a talented team.
It's very hard. I mean, we took our time. We're patient, and these games are not promised. A lot of hard work goes into the people don't see. That is, the practices, the countless stuff that goes on behind the court that we have to take care of on campus, off campus, you know. So it's tough.
Jordan, when you started this season, I'm sure you knew you guys would be pretty good. Did you think you'd be 28-1 good?
No, I never projected that we would be 28-1, really, because sometimes we would have mishaps and things would just fall out of place. But we're doing pretty good right now, so I'm glad that's happened.
Justin, what do you think the key to that was? I mean, did you guys just mesh? Obviously, you've stayed healthy. There's a few things, but what in your mind has been the most important?
Yeah, just meshing really. In the beginning of the season, we had some problems that we had to work out with everybody that came back. But I think once we got all our players eligible when they came in, everything gelled together good.
I'll say I was at your semifinal victory over Mission Oak on Tuesday, and you guys started out hot, 15-1. 15-1. That was your record once upon a time, but 15-1 was the score. Jordan, you had, I think, 4 putback buckets in the first 4 minutes. It was high energy. Justin had a big couple of dunks at key times. Tymir Ross at Mission Oak shot the ball real well and got within 10 points a couple times, and it seemed like Tymir came up with 2 or 3 big buckets. It seemed like every time you guys needed the energy, it was there for you. Is that just kind of how this team is built, Jordan?
Yes, it really is. If at any moment anyone is slacking off, another person could come in and then pick up the slack for someone. That's we're so deep in our arsenal that anyone could just do anything at any given night.
And Mike, that's in some ways a coach's dream, in some ways a coach's nightmare, because you got to find time for all these guys, keep them all happy. But you've managed to do it. What's been the trick to that?
Just hard work. I try to reward the guys that work hard and practice, show up to practice. You know, they put in the work and they're on the court. It's a blessing to have the depth that we have. But at the same time, it hasn't been a lot of bickering about court time because it kind of plays itself out.
Mike, I'm sure you saw on Twitter, I talked to Bob Barnett, the section historian, and I asked him, he goes, as far as he knows, Bill Engel over at Edison is the only coach in the Central Section history that's won a section title, the boys and girls. And obviously you had a fantastic team a few years ago, and you won a section title for the girls team at Ridgeview, and you moved over and you're coaching the boys now. 9:45 tomorrow night. You guys are hosting that plaque. I mean, what does that mean to you to be, like maybe this, what we think only the second coach ever to be able to win it on both sides?
When I started coaching, it's never really about me. Like I talk to these guys all the time about the experience to get the opportunity to go down and play in Selland. It's been a lot of amazing teams that come through Bakersfield on the Division I level. D1, the BHS, the Centennials, they have awesome teams, and they have yet to make it to Selland Arena. Yep. And I think it's every kid's dream to play this game at Selland Arena in front of your hometown and fight for that Valley Championship.
What's the biggest difference between coaching a high-end girls team to a high-end boys team like you have now?
It's no difference because I look at them as they're all big-time competitors, and I'm a competitor as well. We want to win, and every time we go out, that's our intent of the game is to go out and win every game we can.
Justin, there's dudes out there that may average 25, 30 points a game, but you guys don't do that. You'll have a night. You had 6 the other night, I think, but that stuff doesn't matter to you. Is that the enjoyable part about this season? Is that like we've talked about so many times, where you guys have an off night, but Jordan will pick it up, Pardeep will pick it up, Isaiah obviously is there. I mean, you go down the line, Tymir. You guys got it, and that's the fun part about it, is that it's not just one guy on this team.
Yeah.
Just talk about, is that the fun part about this season? You guys are gelling together, and you can kind of look to 4 or 5, 6 different guys to help you out?
Yeah, we're not selfish at all. I mean, if one person gets it going, we'll really get that person the ball that night. It doesn't matter who scores as long as we win. That's all that matters, and having fun.
You getting some real big rings, huh, Jordan?
Yeah.
That's the idea tomorrow night against Lemoore. Talk about the game a little bit, Jordan. What's it going to be like to play in Selland, do you think?
I feel like it would be a positive and great thing to play at Southern. Like, I've never been there, me personally. My brother has been there before and all that, but I've never been there, so it should be a blessing to get there.
Do you know anything about Lemoore, Justin? They wear purple like you guys, just like Mission Oak did. It's kind of it's like the purple Final Four.
Yeah, don't know much about. I've never seen them play in person. I know they have a pretty good inside guy that they're supposed to have, and then I know they're supposed to be a really good, solid team. But I've never seen them play in person.
Interesting. You had mentioned your brother Robert won a Valley title, played deep into the state title. Your sister Erica, same thing, won a 3 Valley titles, played deep into the state tournament. Were you guys part of that? Were you around for those things? Were you sort of at home? Did you stay at home? I mean, what did you draw from your older siblings' experiences?
I was really around from them. I just wanted to pay attention to the game, so one day I could hopefully get her and be in the shoes that they were in.
How about you, Justin?
Them going there 3 times, it honestly just made me like I just feel like blessed to be able to be in the situation that we're about to go play in the Valley Championship. I've been thinking about this for forever, playing in a game like this.
Have you talked to Erica this week about what it's like?
Yeah, I just talked to her last night. She wished me good luck in the game, told me not to fret over it too much and just go out there and have fun and play my game like I normally would.
And so it's an 8 o'clock start, Mike. The lights will be bright, and you have the girls' game right before that. How do you approach this? You've been there with the girls several times before. This particular game, where you don't know the exact start time because of the game before it. It's a bigger arena. Maybe that takes sight lines off on jump shooting. Is there anything you change as far as the way you prepare your team?
We're gonna play, and like the one thing about all hats off to Lemoore for getting here as well.
Mm-hmm.
We know we got a tough competitor in front of us, and none of these games are gonna be easy. Like no different for Mission Oak, and I thought El Diamante played us tough, and every one of the games along the way, I try to get these guys prepared for the worst case scenario on these guys. They think I joke a lot of times about how tough a team is. You don't know what you're going to get some nights. We go cold, they go hot. So I tell them it's always going to be a fight. And no different tomorrow night. I think we're going to put our best punch in front of us and go fight it. And Southern Arena is a different monster. Those jump shots and those threes that were happening that you're knocking down before, Southern Arena, the ball's a little bit heavier. The crowd's a little further away from you. But most of all, I want these guys to go out, like I always tell them, like I will tell them tomorrow night in warm-ups, just look around. And this is a lifetime experience. And like I say, the guys that never make it here didn't get the opportunity we're blessed to have. So it's time to display our talent in front of everybody.
You guys have kind of a swag about you. I mean, at times in that semifinal, it was showtime. I mean, there was dunks, there was steals, transition opportunities, those sort of things. Is that part of who you are, to play with that kind of that extreme confidence?
Yes, it is. We like to play with this confidence because it really gets us going as a team, so we get the energy flowing and we can just get the team out of the way quick.
Is that something you have to win some games before you can do that, right, Justin? You can't just have it.
Oh yeah, in the beginning of the season, we were lacking confidence, but when we got to about that 17-0 point, we were like, yeah, we think this can be a good season.
And you've been tested.
Hold on. They were 14-0 at one point, and he said that they were lacking confidence.
Well,
come on.
There's gray area in there. At some point in there was a time when you guys played like 12 games in 10 days. I mean,
yeah.
so it happened kind of fast, but you have been tested. BHS gave you a real good game, I think, was that the Kern Schools tournament?
Yeah, it was the Kern Schools.
West gave you a couple of good games, one where they were up on you most of the game at West, and you came back and beat them. Obviously, you had the one loss to Roosevelt. Centennial gave you a good game.
You know what?
Yeah.
I go back to those 3 days prior. It was 2 days in a row. Might have been the best 2 days any team in the Central Section has had when you guys were at Centennial and you beat them handily. And then you went over to Central the very next night and gave them their worst loss of the season. So I think that weekend before the Roosevelt loss was, I don't know if there was maybe you guys are still riding a little high or whatever it was because you had Golden Valley the next night. But those were 2 of the best nights I've seen any Central Section team play this year. Were those back-to-back
I
nights.
like how they had one loss and we're sitting here. Yeah, but it's just one loss. It's just one. So we'll let them have that one.
No, I'm not worried about it. I'm thinking about what they did prior to that.
No,
loss.
I understand. Yeah, that was a tough stretch. So Centennial challenged you, but point is, these close games you're better for it in the end, I think. And when Mission Oak does make it, wasn't tight, but it was, if they hit a couple more threes, it could have been. It seemed like they were hitting one every time down the floor. You guys have that to draw on, right? I mean, do you grow more in those close games, you think?
Yeah, I feel like we do grow more because we have to be smarter about our decisions and what we do now. So we really have to run the set and do what Coach tells us to do.
We were just talking to Roger Blake, the CIF State Executive Director, who kind of exploring the different possibilities of where you could get placed if you do win, even if you don't win, actually, because you go to the state playoffs either way. You can get put up in D1 very easily if they rank you as the best team in the section, which I think we both believe you are. Maybe that's next week, Mike, to worry about. I don't know. I remember you went through the same thing with the girls, possibly being moved up to the open division. Where do you come down on that? I mean, in D1 you get tougher competition. Maybe in D2 you got a better chance to go deeper.
It's a compliment to what we've been doing. Like I'm saying, these guys know we're ready for whatever comes our way. And like I tell them all the time, it's going to be a game tomorrow, no matter what. We got to show up. Whoever gets on the bus, we go. Mm-hmm. But it will be a game tomorrow night, and we're going to put the best team on the court and go try to get the Valley Championship, bring back home. That's what's important to these guys. These guys they were young when Erica and his brother played. They were babies, but at the same time, they paid attention real close.
Yeah,
because they know what it takes.
Justin, you were just thinking about that, huh? Right when he said Valley Championship, that thought just went through your head, huh?
Yeah.
I can see it. You just got a little smirk on your face.
He's visualizing, yeah.
Well, think about it. I mean, we just had the soccer team on last week, Christian Garcia and the guys, and they were talking about, what it's like to be on campus. Obviously, we had the football team on a bunch. Mike, you brought a few of the other guys in earlier this year, Isaiah and Pardeep. Jordan, really, when you think about it, how special has it been for athletics on the boys' side at Ridgeview over the last 6 months? I mean, football team, soccer team wins the section title. You guys have a shot tomorrow night. That's a good time.
Yeah, the athletics has been really good, really. Like, our school is just growing bigger and bigger every time in sports, so we're just getting better every year. Like, soccer's winning, football, everyone. We have a chance to go and win. We should just do what we can do to make our school proud.
And like Zach said, you guys are giving shout-outs to the soccer team as much as they're giving them out to you guys. So, obviously, there's a good connection on campus, right, Justin?
Yeah, everybody on the campus, this is a fun campus at Ridgeview. Everybody knows each other. Everybody treats each other with respect and kindness. It's a good place to be at Ridgeview.
I think that culture grows too. A couple things I want before we have to let you guys go. Mike, how about a scouting report on Lemoore? What do you see on film from them? What's the key to sort of solving that puzzle?
They're tough. They have a 6'7" big athletic kid, plays well, rebounds well, block shots, and they have a real athletic center that comes around. He's very active. They have really good guards. And it'd be a tough test for us. We have to go out and play our best game tomorrow night, which I know we haven't played yet this season. And I know talent goes a long ways. And I think we're prepared, we're ready, we're motivated. And I think we're going to do what we have to do tomorrow. But like I would tell these guys, I'm going to tell them tomorrow night, win or lose tomorrow night, it's not going to dictate the season we had. This is history for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
First time these guys get a chance to go. So win or lose, go over there and have a blast, represent Bakersfield well, and bring something to be proud of.
Lemoore, one of the few teams that can match up with you guys size-wise, so that'll be interesting to see. And for you guys, I want to ask you, both of you have Division I offers. You're only juniors, but recruiting-wise, is that something you'd like to get out of the way this summer, or are you going to take that into your senior year? Do you have any idea what your timeline's going to be like recruiting? Start with you, Jordan.
I'm predicting I'm going to take it into my senior year, really.
Okay. How about you, Justin?
I think I'll know where I'm going. I'll probably sign in the early period.
Okay, November.
Yeah,
Yep.
get out of the way.
So that'll be something to keep an eye on for both of these guys with a couple of D1 offers, both from CSUB. In fact, you could end up playing together more if you both went there, but there's other options on the table as well. Well, hey, we got to let you go. We got BHS girls team in here. They're playing a championship game tomorrow night as well, and I know you guys got to go get mentally right and all that sort of stuff and get a good meal in you before the big day tomorrow. Coach Mike Martin, Justin McCall, Jordan Roberts, we appreciate you joining us.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thanks, Ridgeview, and we'll be back with BHS girls right after this on BVarsity Live.